I've been on the fence about spraying this, it's like 55 acres on the main farmyard site. I'm just going to do it this morning. The crop doesn't really need it, but being a new field and having some fields with weed problems, stay in the habit, round up spring and fall, and you'll get those fields clean. So that's what we're going to do. But in town, they have the street all ripped out in front of the water fill. So my well water is kind of hard, so I had to buy some different chemical to mix in to neutralize, I don't know, some shit. But it's definitely more expensive than the town water, and you're playing with more chemicals, so I hope the town water gets put back together soon. Front tires are leaned in a little, but luckily I have an air hose. This one on this side is new too, and still they seem to weep out a little bit. Still a lot of dew on the ground, but it's going to be another plus 30 days. So I got like a small window of not too much dew, but not too hot. So we'll just take our time. I'd like to not run out of fuel out there, but I'm not running to town for a slip tank. So yeah, I haven't figured out exactly what water from town cost me, but I'm thinking, like, educated guess, it's 50 cents an acre, 70 cents an acre, somewhere in there. And this chemical to go into my well water is $1 an acre. So it's not like a huge difference, but to play with more chemicals and pay more money, town water would be my first choice. And with the town water, in the last 3 years since I switched, I've cleaned like 4 nozzles. It's just so much cleaner than the well water. This is that stuff I seed at like 4 bushels an acre. It's definitely ripe enough. I probably could have combined and then sprayed, but one thing with those old Masseys is a weak point, just with age. They don't like much green going through the straw chopper. And if you plug the straw chopper up, then you wreck the walkers, and then you have to just buy a new combine because it's cheaper than fixing it. So this is the safe, probably not needed way. This is the first time in this field with this new GPS, and yeah, whole 53 acres. We'll call it 55. Good enough. I just lost my flap. That's a third one I've went through on this sprayer. What the heck? Well, got that finished up. Another reason to do that beforehand is that's actually on my brother's land. And we haven't decided if I'm just going to pay him cash rent or if he wants the straw. And I'm scared if he wanted the straw, he'd bale the bales and not pick them all winter, and I wouldn't be able to spray it. So that gets that thought out of my mind. I'd rather just pay him the cash. I'd rather put the straw on the ground, not deal with it. Well, can you see all the smoke that rolled in the last couple days? This might be a good thing. I was a little behind on spraying because it was so hot. They'd get one tank done in the morning, and I'd try and do it at night, and every night something would come up. We finally got a cool day, so I can get a little bit of land done today. I did finish the barley yesterday and got this field of wheat half done-ish. So we'll finish this off and move to the wheat on the other side. Got some second growth wild oats coming into it. This stuff was sprayed for wild oats. It's hard stuff to beat. But the plan here is, what is today? Tuesday? If I can get everything sprayed by Thursday, there's a wedding I got to go to on the weekend. Quit doing fall weddings. Screw me right up. I don't want to go to, I want to farm. But I got to go to this wedding. So if I spray everything by the weekend, it's a good excuse, not much to do on the weekend, go to the wedding, and then start looking at combining some stuff next week. I think that's how it's going to play out. These fields are so patchy. Like, this looks damn good. But in this corner here, you'll see already thinning out 300 feet away. I think it goes to show that we didn't get much rain this year. But it's not like a failure of a crop by any means. But we probably only got 8 inches the whole year. But every weekend we were getting a ½ inch, 3/4, so it was timed out perfectly. So the hilltops showed the lack of rain, and any spot that's not right on top of the hill, it looks decent, but it makes it very patchy. Yeah, that's not nice. And 200 feet later, not bad. I think it will be interesting to see how these crops actually yield out. I don't know. I don't think there's much to write home about, but it's not a disaster. I think some people have some pretty high hopes this year in this area. And I don't know. I don't have them anymore. No more good spots make me feel better about it. Throw a slew, water run in there. Oh, we're done the wheat and into the oats. There's a lot of oats. Well, there's a lot of oat straw at least. So we'll find out if there's a lot of oats out here. Just on top of a hill. I don't know, 4 feet tall. Taller than I want. Sure, some people think about should have waited the greens out. Last year I did that. I had 2 fields the same, and I sprayed one and left the greens out on the other. And it was about a 4 bushel difference, maybe. And no one wanted to buy the stuff I didn't spray because it still had greens in it. So, whatever. That's what I seeded with here. So, this cove here is always thick, but it's also thick with wild oats. Like the jungle out here. Yeah, this field won't be getting any oats for a lot of years with the wild oats that are starting to come in. This 13 acres here has been laying down for like a week. This combine's just sitting here. Might as well take a sample. Why not? Don't have a grain truck here. Don't have anything ready. So if it is ready, I'll have a little panicky run around to get things ready for some reason. Like it won't still be good tomorrow. We're not leaving the stone trap open this time. I think the last 2 years I did it once on a combine. Still haven't figured out the AC problem in this thing. You put a can in it, you can't find a leak like with it running, so I almost think it's like the compressor, which I have one in the parts combine, but probably the coolest day all week, so now's the time to do it. There we go. My cylinder speed was a little slow once I was into the crop. Yeah. Odd beard in there. Odd green guy. Spreading straw good. At least it's coming out the back. Oh, I can't. Probably turn the wind up a little bit to clean it up. Let's go test this. Guess I know what I'm doing tonight. Hey, got that truck brought home. It's filling with water so I can spray tonight. Now I got to get to the farm somehow to get the other truck that's still hooked to a grain trailer. I wasn't prepared. Knew this was going to happen. There, got a truck and trailer. It really needs a bath, but no big deal. And it's only 13 acres. It should all fit in there, and I'm hauling it all in, so we'll actually get like an exact weight for what it yields. You know, unless it yields over 100 bushels an acre, it's going to fit. And I don't see that happening on a cover crop. There's a fair bit of weeds in here. So I do have to turn my wind up a little bit, try and get some of those weeds out. But other than that, should be good to go. Oh, one last thing. I've had those covers fall off bottom of the grain pan and your chutes and that. Yes. Just duct tape them. Know that they're going to stay on there. The AC is trying to work in here. It's not great, but it's trying. Just dropped it off.
13.5%, 50.5 pounds a bushel. 630. I think it works out to 672 bushels. So that is 51.5 bushels on the cover crop. Important to keep in mind, being cover crop, that was seeded at like 1.5 bushels, 1 3/4 bushels an acre, and was not sprayed and was weedy, and I'll take it. I'm more worried about the grass underneath anyways. Got another odd job for the stagger. This one field for access is an abandoned lease road, and then the brother uses it to feed into the field next to it. And of course, when you're feeding in all spring, you destroy it. And no one's fixed it, so I guess I have to fix it. But hidden somewhere over there is the white, oh yeah, you can see it, barely. It has the box scraper on it, so I'm gonna loosen that road up a little bit so that box scraper can actually do something. I did try and do it without, with the box scraper before. No go. Still for sale. Come on, someone. So this is the road. Isn't it nice for the county grader to turn around in the spring here? Just cut big ruts and then drive by it all summer long without fixing it later. They're special around here. Unbelievable. This holds water bad, and then there's a really steep one up there. Yeah, right there she gets bad. Yeah, into the field. So I'm going to turn around here in this gate. But I'm not trying to rip the whole road up and make it all just broken right up dirt. We just want enough material, loose material, that little box scraper can move it around and fill some low spots. Now, 4 passes I think will give us enough material. Not exactly the easiest thing on this disc. Okay. See what we can do here. Well, it's definitely coming along. I got some wheel ruts there, the next one. I got to fill on that side. It's kind of hard to keep the crown, but as long as I don't make a low spot in the middle. And there we go. I lost a lot of the crown, but I think there's still a bit there. I pulled the corners in best I could, so we'll have trucks rolling on this probably tomorrow. Pack it all down, and I doubt it's a one-time and fix thing. I think after we haul out of here and pack it all down, we'll see if we need to drag it around and fill some more holes, but at least a semi can scoot down this road now without barreling into a big hole. That's no fun. And if we have to do more, this grass will be dried up and easier to smear around. But not bad for a $100 box scraper. Well, down to the last 30 acres of oats to be sprayed. That'll be the end. The last like 3 tanks, I'm getting like 5 acres short what I should, but I don't have a can't remember what it's called. Brain fart. Auto rate. Jeez. I had a late night last night spraying. I'm out of it. I don't have an auto rate, so I'm just doing pressure and speed. So it always varies a little bit, but I'm usually not off this far this many times in a row. But I found the problem. It's not the end of the world. Put a whole new hose on there. But if I fill the tank, I only need it half full, and then fix it, I can shut the valves off. I can take this truck out of here because I'm having crossover between combining and spraying, and it's screwing me up. So if this has enough water sitting in it, this can go home and get hooked to a grain trailer. And that'll help me a lot. Yeah, $50 later. Get this to quit dripping everywhere. I better steal this fancy protector off of the old one. Nice. There. I'm assuming that gets pinched pretty good here and there, so See if this don't leak anymore. How's my welds doing back here? They're not pretty, but they're holding up. Oh, we had a drip, but it's coming from here. So, whatever. These things happen. Well, got her fixed up, and now it's too hot to spray. Whatever. I'll take the semi back to the yard. I need to get the forklift from my yard and take it to the main farm because I have some diesel in the tote. I don't want to go buy diesel, and I have diesel sitting there, so I need the forklift. Good old forklift. A little side quest before we take the forklift away from here. Guess I didn't find center. Oh, I only need that end. I need something for those ramps. I don't have to pick them up. Oh, so much to do. I gotta clean out these 3 bins. I did 3 of those the other day. The one it's backed up to has some oats in it still. I gotta find a home for, like 400 bushels. Probably these seed carts and a creep feeder. 2 creep feeders. But hopefully that fits it all. Then I'll have another bin. So you know I need more bin space. Not because like amazing crops, because I have no bins. Managed to get some work done here. Little more prepared. Well, spent the day at the farmer actually getting some things ready for harvest before I need to put the grain in the bin. So I got that bin closed up and that 8-inch on it, and I greased that 8-inch. I closed that old bin up, and it's ready. And hooked the white onto the big auger. Went to put my spout on, but I need some strapping for that, so it fell off. Greased it all up, and I knew this was doing it last year, but that bearing's going out because it mills a little grain. I mean, that's no big deal, but it's finally to the point where you can, it's, as for a worn out part, it's hit enough, worn out. So I think this all actually comes apart pretty easy, but we might as well get that coming. I won't need this auger for a week or 10 days, so let's do it now. Dry shaft or PTO shaft just goes on 540 each side, so that's easy. So this should come off, chain, that should come off. It all should just be easy, right? You know, a little bit of a prying motion. Things are coming off pretty easy. Had to heat that a tiny bit, just around the Allen key. Getting those 4 bolts, that was a little bit of a pain. Go in here. I don't have my socket kit with me for some reason, so I'm limited on tools. Let's hope this will pry away without me taking this whole plate off, because that's a lot of little bolts to fight in there. Oh yeah, she probably wouldn't have made harvest. Cage is coming apart in there. Okay, I don't have patience for this. Look at that. No marks in the shaft. From me at least. There was one little one there. And I even saved the housing, which I was prepared to sacrifice. Guess it wouldn't have mattered how much I greased that. Someone had changed this and put a non-greasable bearing in it. Should have a groove all around here with a hole or 2 holes for that grease to get in. Well, I stopped at a John Deere dealership, a Case dealer, a Massey dealer, a Case Construction dealer, and I had to buy a whole unit with the housing. And I got the flap for the sprayer while I was here. I go to leave and there's an actual Grand National here. Nice. But yeah, look at that. Ready to go. There. Oh, and I re-sewed the straps on the spout. They're just in my other truck. I'll get it. There. Complete. I got that when PB were shutting down, but it had 2 female ends up there, so I had to cut the one off and sew a strap onto it. And I used the buckle on the other one and made new straps for this one. They need a better material. That stuff dries out so quick. Back from this wedding. I thought a little hungover, but I thought, well, I might as well come out and do a pass on this barley out here. Whatever I sprayed with this year, I'm not buying that next year. I don't know what the hell it is. The Roundup even isn't hurting it near as bad as it should by now. Some of the other weeds are getting a little crisp, but that, it's there. Oh yeah. A bit of a mouse nest in the air reel here. And it just keeps coming. And all of that. Should be cleared out now. I just plan on making a little room for I can get a semi or two in the field and probably go with this tomorrow. A little room to move around now. I'm not really happy with this. There's still some greens and pretty green in there too. It's not good. This was sprayed 8 days ago. I was hoping to be a little farther along, but I guess I'm just trying to rush, I guess. What's a beard still on? I wonder if I spin that cylinder up a little faster if we'll get rid of... Let's do one more swipe into it. What the hell? Spin the cylinder a little faster. Actually, I got one more setting. I can shut it one. We'll shut it first. It didn't really change it much. It definitely slowed the combine down though. Rough. Maybe I'll have to check the back of the concave spacing. I usually don't adjust those unless there's a real problem. Maybe I'm being picky for feed barley. There we go. A little better. Spun the cylinder up in our 50, 60 RPM. So I need a new game plan here. Let this field sit a little longer. Maybe I'll take the other Massey, put the straight cut on it, and head to the other barley. And hope it's better, and then I'll just combine that first. Then combine this one. And there's only one me. You can't run both combines at the same time anyways. Just split them up. I just hate when plans change. It's supposed to just go my way. The way I think it should. It doesn't. As far as this stuff, I got to keep some for seed, so it don't matter if I keep dirtier stuff. Whatever. They can clean the greens out. I'll wait for the rest to be better. Oh, another important fact. I'm not spraying min rate. I put down 1 liter an acre. Actually over. I did 60 liters to a 55 acre field. Things should be dying. What the heck? Well, since that other barley was a no-go, I threw the straight cut header on this combine and brought out to this other field that looks ripe as can be. Well, at least I thought it did. Just nothing wants to be ready. I just have to slow the hell down and wait, I guess. I don't know. I'll take a sample off this and just see what it's testing. This field, it was seeded 3 days after that other one. Look across, it seems pretty ready, but they're hiding in there. And this has only been sprayed probably 6 days, so rushing it, I know. What the heck? A badger? We don't really have gophers in this area. This whole area, you go down like, wow. And I got one spot in the field, you go down the cultivator shank length and you'll hit this layer of sandstone, rip a shank off of it. But most of the area has like a sandstone level, 8 feet down there, 10 feet kind of thing spread around. So we don't have gophers because if they move in, they can't get low enough to get under the frost and they freeze out in the winter. So that's quite nice. But you do see rarely the odd badger move in and they don't stick around too long. I don't think they can get through it either. But they seem to be a little more hardy about it. So that's a sample from last night's field with too many greens. Never even tested it. Who cares? Greens. We'll get one from this field to see the same thing. God, it's worse. What the heck? So when I was spraying some of these fields, I had a comment down, it was like 10 days ago. You know, with that heat, you shouldn't even be spraying. You should just be combining. And you know what? To him and to me, it doesn't matter what you think it should be. It matters what it is. And I don't think those greens should be there. But they're there. He didn't think I should bother spraying. Well, they're still green, so it doesn't matter. You know, you just... Patience, I guess. Patience. You know, guess I'll fuel this thing up. I'll test that too. But maybe I'll clean more bins today. I don't know. There's work to be done, I guess. Yeah, I guess I am rushing it. Just leave the farm. I'm going to keep trying if I'm at the farm. I just go away, come back in 3 days. Out in this field, gave it 2 days ago that you did the test, and there was too many greens. Let's do another one. If there's dry and there's a few greens in it, I'll at least do a truckload and keep for seed. So you can clean that out anyways, and then I'm not farther ahead. Then maybe it'll be good tomorrow. Or the next day. Or the next day. But like, it doesn't look like it should just go. But the greens are popping up in the sample. Like, I can't find any here. I don't know. I haven't seen any. Man, I feel much better now. Relieved. Start combining. I had to turn the wind up a little bit on my reel, but now it's feeding right. Well, that's a full trailer. I did 3 headlands and then that little bit. So I think it's running decent. It's all going to get weighed on this field, which is rare for me. So it'll be interesting to have an actual number and not guesses. But I think I'll put this trailer load in a bin for seed. I only need like 300, 400 bushels of seed, but I can sell it when I clean it too. It's not a big deal. That means the rest of that goes in the pocket. Should be good. I do like this trailer for this. You can dump into straight augers with it. 1,283 bushels on board. So that'll be enough seed for sure for next year. And there's 100 bushels-ish. And that truck I'll dump on top. The winch just gave up and dropped the auger on the bin. Good thing it's a light little 7. This combine operator and trucker thing really slows production. Trailer, like in a pit, is like I think 8 minutes to unload. On the 13-inch augers, about 20 minutes. And I think we're gonna be here a little while. And I weighed this guy, there was only 130 bushels in it from that first sample little spot. And the greens are already bleaching out in it, so I'm not really worried about them. Throw them on top. Should give us like 14, 10-ish in there. Way more than I need for seed. But plans change, so good to have. Yeah, that winch really spit the bit. Huh. Well, whatever, they're old bins. Guess I can put a new winch on it with it resting there, and I can still close the top. You know, the only spot where I think GPS would be really nice in a combine is, I've been saying I got 10 acres left, or probably 10 acres. Apparently I can't judge acres at all. But this is that field I seeded really heavy, like 3.5 bushels, maybe closer to 4. So it's getting slow going. It's not lodged real bad, but it's lodged a little bit. Luckily not right on the ground, but it's slow going, but it seems to be yielding good. I'm gonna weigh everything. I weighed the trucks that I put in the bin for seed, so tomorrow I'll be able to empty all the trucks and add it together, and we'll actually know exactly what it did, which is rare for this farm. So we can see right now it's just this little square. Radio saying it might rain tonight. Phone says nothing. So I'd rather just get this last bit done here. And this country gets real tough real quick, but we'll chew through it, I guess, hopefully. Oh, and apparently my AC vent line drain hose plugged. I got a waterfall behind me. Here's what I mean. Not terrible. Just little patches. So I got too tough last night and I had to quit. Unloaded all the trucks this morning. I got that truck half full. I don't know. Call it 8 acres? I don't know. I can't judge. It's not big. That was the longest 53 acres of my life. 2 combines feel like 3 combines. Doing anything with one is awful. Lightly blew it off. Started overheating it then, so she's gonna go home and get a wash, and then we'll run out to that other quarter and it's not even a quarter, a little chunk of barley, and take a sample. And then I should have the scale ticket back from that load that just left. Think we might hit the magic number. Actually, I think we're gonna fall like so close to it but not get it. Well, back to the house, just wash the rad out. That bolt keeps breaking off in that, so I'm going to drill it out to 3/8. But just got back all the weigh scale tickets and did it, just barely. On 53 acres, it averaged out at 101.4 bushels an acre. I never thought we were going to hit it, but nice. Keep in mind that's no seed treatment, no fungicide, no pesticide, just some fertilizer put in the ground, spray it once, and hope for the rain. Well, out in this big 30-acre field of barley, the last of the barley, it's a little pie shape cut off by the creek. Had a bunch of greens in it. They're still slightly there, but they're like half hardened up, so I'm not concerned as much. It's when they're bright green and they're soft that you don't want that in the sample, but when they have a tinge of green and they're getting hardened up, they all harden up in the bin and they're fine, whatever. And you know what? 2 old Masseys can get a ton done in a day. But you gotta have people to run it. I had someone lined up and then they text this morning, no, we got family stuff, can't. I'm like, shit. Because 2 860s feel like 3 combines. It's amazing how you go down to 1 and you're like, I'm getting nothing done. But depending how thick this is, I probably won't get it done today, just about. I don't think it's going to run as good as that other field. That other field was like 3.5 bushels an acre, 3 1/4, whatever it was. This is more just 2 bushels an acre, so maybe it'll go quicker because I don't think it's going to yield as good. Yeah, not amazing with that wild oats out there, but it's feed barley. It'll be fine. So this is one of the good spots, and a lot of the field is this way. But when I get back around, there's a hilltop that always does terrible, and it's just pathetic. And here's some of that thin spot. Ain't much going on here. That other spot I just filmed right there. Like, it's 200 feet. Well, I'm missing a pair of belts and I got a very hot engine.
Oh, there's one.
To get this cooled off a little bit. Just found out that thing has cruise control. They're getting better. I got the other combine warming up over there. I just want to get this under control, and then I'll go to the other one. The first pass with this was really frustrating because the header was still all rusty. It's starting to smooth up now. I need to swing by the truck and get the window cleaner too, apparently. And I don't know why, but this combine will just carry more speed than that other one. Makes no sense. It's in good shape, but it's not as near nice as that one. Well, I got her all done. Since the fan belts don't run the water pump, and it's cooled right off now, she's gonna dump in there, and tomorrow we'll weigh her out and see what this field did. Obviously not as good as the other one, but that's okay. This land isn't as good. Well, spent all morning dumping trucks. Boy, does it eat up a lot of time. It's like afternoon. And just out here for the wheat. Tested the wheat last night. Or did a sample. I tested it this morning. 12.1 moisture and 16.1 protein. So I'm guessing it ain't gonna yield worth a shit, but I'm gonna be easy to sell it. We'll see. It looked really nice. And the other Massey, she can sit there. Tomorrow I'll order parts for her. Someone asked me the other day to drop a pan. I said, I don't do that. I do it like your grandpa does. I crawl around on my hands and knees. In this area, I found one. And that's just settings that they call for in the book. So, I'll probably just do a round and do one more check. And I don't get too picky. Especially because these old girls, a lot of times it's not throwing out the back, but it's losing it, if you know what I mean. I seem to always have just a little bit on this frame rail. So you got to be careful that you're not chasing a loss. It's not actually out the back of the combine. It's out who knows where on the combine. Grain pan, most likely. I think it's the side seals on it. It's not a big amount. I've blown it off and done 3 rounds, and yeah, there's a little bit there, and yeah, it's fine. Oh, and the barley. It only yielded 66 bushels an acre, but if you look out there, any hilltop, you see it's just dull grayish, and any little draw, like that ain't a big draw, but it's like a 2-foot difference. Thick as can be, nice, bright, healthy straw. It just needed a little bit more moisture. Oh well. Hope the wheat did better. I don't think it did, but only one way to find out. It's definitely not setting no records. Getting some, come here, you little bugger. Maybe I'll spin the cylinder up a little quicker. Not seeing anything really broke. Those are probably bad. Yeah, no cracking, just a little bit unthrashed. We can just spin her up quicker. And along that tree line is pitiful. Along the road is really good, so hopefully it stays pitiful and good. Who knows? Well, gonna unload some wheat here. This is the first time I've used this setup on the swing auger since I did that whole hitch extension or rate riser. You know, that beforehand ever told me was so wrong, and then after said, oh, that's fine. It makes getting this under here a lot easier. Still tighter than it should be, but get this wheat in this bin. Then I got the other trailer half full, and I got 10 acres left there I'll do, and then throw in this bin, and that'll be for seed. It was an extra damp morning here, so I ran to town and got the fan belts for that other Massey. So I like Massey. I hear a lot of people bitch about ACO and parts supply. I got 2 ACO dealers within half an hour, and they're different branches, which is great because they stock different things. The fan belts were $53 in stock at one, and they weren't at the other. even if they weren't in stock, they would have been an extra $25, and I would have had them overnighted from Regina for tomorrow morning. So I don't see people. Maybe the newer stuff. I guarantee the newer stuff they don't stock as well, because they just made so many of these old combines for so long. The back hopper is still a bitch to get the hopper under, so I think that was right full of oats or wheat. So fill the front with wheat and leave the back a little light. Might help being all spring. Well, out of this newer Massey. You know what's nice about these? These aren't just two random belts bought at the store. These are a match set. So these are built together and then they split them, which I don't even know why they bother splitting them, but quality for $53. She's alive. All fueled and greased and back in the wheat. This is a nice thick spot. It sure ain't all like this. Just gotta go to there. And this is what a lot of it's like. Take the good with the bad. Well, that's all done. Wheat's in here, and I went and did 2 hoppers on the other side. Did you see anything over it? No. On the other side and got it opened up, but when I put this in, I'll have to switch bins and move the auger, and everything just takes forever when you're doing it alone, so just call her quits for the day after doing all this stuff. So we're set up for tomorrow. Tomorrow we can just combine and finish that wheat right off without screwing around. Away we go. That other side's 50 acres, and I did a little bit, so it should get done tomorrow. So we're starting the day off strong. Last night went to unload the semi, and my new bin, that's 2 years old, but I've never used it. Yeah. You know, everything looks more obvious after the fact, but I've been in that bin cleaning. And yeah, no light or anything was coming through, just how it's pulled. Yeah. So we're gonna, I don't know if fix is the right word. We're gonna patch, address, scab, whatever. I don't care. We're doing something. It is an extra wet, dewy morning, so we'll give that time to set up and no rush to get the truck empty. And I'm not going to try and fill this right to the brim, but I need a little bit more in it, just so I have enough to clean and have enough clean stuff for next year. I want to get it all from one bin. Out combining, we're just not having a good day. So last year this keeper blew apart, so I just put a hose clamp on it. It worked great. But the hose clamp's getting stripped out, so shimmed it to a different part of threads, and we have to do something better than that to fix it. And while she was winding down, from that we noticed the straw chopper is coming apart. It's not in a good way. So we're gonna combine down to the truck, and then we'll rectify some of these issues. I don't think it's happy. At all. Yeah, not at all. So it had loosened, vibrated, whatever through. So this whole thing is turned and has broke that off. I have like 8 of these because I keep buying them at auction for $50 a piece. But I think if we yank that forward or back and weld it stopper so it can be straight, just finish off with this one and really kill it. Well, it took some convincing, but we got it up where it's supposed to be. So I'll probably have to put a plate on the bottom for it to rest on, like weld it, and one on this side so I can't pull forward from the belt. So I found this curved piece. That's a nice little saddle for that whole bearing holder to rest in. So I got that supporting the whole thing. It can take the brunt because those bolts have nothing to bite onto anymore. Well, it's better. Well, got just a sliver of wheat left, and then we're gonna start moving on to the oats. I still have to set up the plastic in the shop, but luckily the old man came out said I got 2 hours. Get in the combine for 2 hours so I can get that plastic done or something and it'd be easier. The AC works, but door open, whatever. Straw chopper still holding in. Yeah, I got none of that done. I had to load that tractor. Back on by now. Just a sliver left. I think we'll set this combine up for oats. I got one truck that has nothing in it, so I can combine oats during the day till it's full. And then tomorrow morning, I'll deal with the plastic and unloading trucks. I think it'll be more efficient. Yeah, this is not going to be fun. Get in there. There you go. Jesus. I'm going to have to make some hoops to split the crop because that's going to drive me insane. As soon as it starts and it hangs, there we go. Well, 3 laps around this little, I always do this little cove right off the bat so we burn the pull trucks in a lap, but got me a mostly full hopper. This combine has some aftermarket plastic shivs in it, or seeds, or whatever. Hate them. They always throw some long straws, but what do you do? There's definitely some oats out here. I don't even want to know what the header losses are. Oh, these old headers. Some things aren't worth knowing. I am finding some greens. There's not a huge amount, but they're very green. I don't think it's going to stop me, but I might not just rush as hard. You know, maybe I'll do a semi-load and then stop and come tomorrow and just slow the pace a little. Yeah, slow the pace. My blistering pace. Just not rush for a day or so. Pick away at it a little bit. It would be very helpful if I bolted on flat steel here, but with a pin and just a big hoop. And then they go into here and you put a piece of pipe and you bolt there so it can move. But just a split, because there has to be a lot of, you do this whole, there's 180 acres out here ish. It's going to be a lot of waste and a lot of fighting because the whole side doesn't want to feed once it starts holding on to one spot. I don't even know how to begin to tell you about how my morning went. I'll do another video on it once I calm down. But I got the cavalry's here. We got some help. Oh yes, let's add electrical smells and losing power for the whole thing. That just topped the day off, really. Hey, got her running. Do I still have lift? Oh yeah, I got some things. Hey, this wire burnt off, and I think the circuit breaker fucked up, but I have this jumper with this fuse that is getting quite hot. Whew. Okay, there's gonna be an outside problem here we gotta find. No good deed goes unpunished.
You got bad luck.
Huh. Fun fact, the dry shaft on my $400 grain back will work. Huh? Yeah, keep reversing. I never knew that was an option. Yeah, we will not have a slip clutch, and we have to drill a hole for the keeper. But that'll work. At least I'll have a good view when that blows apart.
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't know how well that tack weld was. You see, that's what I mean. It's not like tough, but it won't feed where the shit with that wild oats in there. Who knew a Kong slid? How do you say that? Kong slide? Kong slid. Stupid ass. Uh-oh. It's mad now. Well, who knew that dry shower would fit so well? Well, out here the next day. We're getting stuff done, though. That's the key part. I don't know if there's yield monitors calibrated, whatever, but this thing's kind of averaging 120-ish. The good spots hit like 180 bushels. I won't be weighing any of this, so it's all make-believe. We don't really know. Best guess. Whatever makes you feel good. And I picked up a new switch and some heavier wire and rewired up in the dash there. Nothing really went wrong. It was just he had wired it, fixed some old wiring with really thin stuff, and it just couldn't handle the amp load, so eventually it burnt up. Well, out here another day. Lane stuck around for another day. The old man showed up, so the other Massey's going, and my buddy Andy came up to run truck, and he's running his bag off trying to keep up now. But I always try and cut off a little corner away from everyone else for the old man. Do the headland so he can't run into anything, and let him loose. And if there's 2 trucks there, he'll dump in the wrong one, but just let him do his thing. I just got to blow the rat out on this real quick. Pretty warm day. But yeah, we're 2 hours be done, maybe. And this thing wasn't overheating bad, but when Andy's showing up with one semi and the other one's totally full and all the combines are about to dump in this semi, I can take a break and slow the pace a little bit. The old man abandoned this 3 acres here, and I see why. Should have waited him out and see if he came back to it. We are right down on the deck here. See, that's one thing you don't normally see in this country. I know you Saskatchewan boys can drop bars and stuff down big cracks, but in this country, you do not see that. So, surprised these oats are doing half okay. Minor hiccup. Just little 2 passes or so. The truck with the T's came back, so Lane has quit, I think. That's fine. He's done more than enough. And I don't know why that one just walks past. It walked past the one we had before this one, and it walks past this one. And this one has the aftercooler on the engine. So I don't know if this one has narrow concaves in it maybe, and it holds up more. I don't know. But that one was always pushed hard. Uh-oh.
More than $130,000. Don't price for made 5 carat created diamond.
Well, I'd like to tell you that we're going to put everything away. When you end harvest on a Saturday night, they can wait. I think I'll unload this truck and nothing. And I ain't doing nothing tomorrow either. Hell with it. Next morning after finishing harvest, so we're not going to do anything. And here we are, pulling things out of the field. You guys want to see that Chance Barber's twin? Hey, Andy.
We're gonna make an electric combine. It's gonna have a little diesel generator, run a bunch of batteries. It's gonna be the next best thing. Stealing Edison's ideas.
And I guess I'm wintering Lane's header. Which for all the combining, I guess I can do that. Got a little bit of grain there. Might as well just dump it and be done. But there's definitely some oats in here. I think we're about 75 feet to the back. And this thing's 42 feet wide. And it's stacked up there tall too. The real plan here is we weren't going to do anything and we were going to fix the dirt bike and go dirt biking. So after this, I'm calling her quits. Dirt biking only. Hey, augers out of the shop, trucks put away. Okay, I should put the bin lid on that because it's ripped off. And then dirt biking, right? Yeah. I don't think I have a ladder around here that I trust to go that tall. Somebody shows up. He can just run the forklift and run me up there quick. Okay, we also brought the sprayer home, but we're going dirt biking. Had to change this little crankcase pressure sensor BS on the KTM 300 XCW. Yeah, that ignorant little prick goes again. That thing's getting a carb because I just don't have the patience for that shit. Sensor this, sensor that. BS. Well, nothing like ruining yourself on the front lawn after the ride.
I crashed on the ride like a normal person.
Yeah, well, I got 5 spare fenders. It was running kind of funny after, but I had a whole grass butt plug in the exhaust. Okay, that's enough celebration. I'm catching my wind.